Coach Pederson said it's time to take off them dog masks because we're gonna be the hunted. Well, you hunt us, then we're gonna hunt you. We're gonna hunt Falcons, and we're gonna hunt them stinking Vikings, and then we're gonna hunt Giants. I know how to hunt Giants. And then, well, we're not gonna hunt Cowboys because they quit, according to Eagles coaches. But the point is, you hunt us, we hunt you.
Kick the red, double move on the red.
Yo everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here. And if you're like me, you're itching for football. It can't come soon enough. I mean, you'll take preseason right now. You'll take a preseason game. And then, of course, you'll get to preseason week 1 and you'll watch like the first 5 minutes. You'll be like, all right, I'm ready for the regular season. But you'll take preseason right now. You don't care. You just need football. Well, the Eagles started minicamp today, so we're getting closer. That's a sign that training camp is just around the corner. So we just got to hang in there a little bit longer. Now, before I start this video, I want to give a shout out and wish a special happy birthday to one of my longtime subscribers, SykoSteve Gaming, who's been, you know, a subscriber for me for a while. He had a birthday the other day, and I just wanted to give him a shout out and wish him a happy birthday. Thank you for being a supporter of this channel. I really appreciate it. So I hope you had a wonderful birthday, and hey, shout out to you, buddy. Now, the Eagles today, take my glasses off. What the hell, I got glasses on? But the Eagles, they had minicamp, and everybody was there. Michael Bennett was there, Darren Sproles was there, and Doug Pederson, you know, he had a press conference early, which I thought was very interesting. He said some interesting things. They were really pushing him on this, you know, Foles or is it Wentz? Does Foles deserve to start week 1? That kind of thing. And Pederson handled it beautiful. He said, look, Carson Wentz is the starting quarterback. This is his team when he's healthy. But until he's healthy, until he's ready to go, Nick Foles is a starter. And that's exactly what he should have said. Now, will Foles start week 1? We'll see. It really depends where Wentz is in September. It's only June. We have a while to know. I mean, so far Wentz looks good. But hey, the great thing about having Wentz and Foles is you can't lose either way. Then the other thing that I thought was really interesting, and I really am with him on this, is the Eagles are getting ready to have their ring ceremony. I think it's Thursday, sometime this week. And Doug is like, look, once those ring ceremony goes out, once we have it, it's time to put the dog masks away. It's time to put last year away, because we are not the underdogs now. We are the hunted. People are gunning for us. I love what Doug Pederson is saying right here. We are the hunted. Okay, that means you want to be the champs, you have to beat the champs. You see, when we go into this season, everybody's going to be gunning for us. They want to beat us because we're the champs. We're going to get every team's best every week. And the Eagles need to have the right mindset. They need to have the mindset of, we're the champs. You want to be the champs, you got to beat the champs. And they got to carry themselves like champions, like the best in the world, because they are. And they have to have that mindset all year long if they want to repeat. So I love what Doug Pederson's saying here. It's the right attitude. When you get those rings, the whole underdog mask, everything, it's gone. We're the champs, and we're going to carry ourselves that way during this season. So I love that. Now, some other tidbits. Gary, however you want to say it, he said that he's up from 220 up to 230, which is a really good sign because he's been having great OTAs. And I thought in preseason he showed athletic ability, showed he was raw, but he was also very undersized. So for him to add more weight, I'm really interested and really curious to see how he's going to look in preseason. So far so good with him. Sidney Jones is sitting out this minicamp. Basically, they're shutting him down for soreness, so he ain't going to play or practice or anything probably until training camp starts in late July. He didn't go into much more of it. He said he was a little sore and that kind of thing. It was precaution, and he thinks he'll be fine when the time comes. So I'm not going to worry about it, but it's something to keep our eye on to make sure that there's no other problems or anything going on. But I can't wait to see Sidney Jones because he's been killing it in OTAs all spring. So I cannot wait to see him. Sidney Jones in that secondary is one of those guys I just cannot wait to see. Now, speaking of secondary, okay, A lot of people think that the Eagles' weakest part of their team is their secondary. But I think that they're going to be surprised because I think the secondary is going to become a strength. When you got so many young guys that have played in a Super Bowl, have that experience. I'm talking about Darby, Jalen Mills. Then you have Rasul Douglas. You have these guys, they've played in the Super Bowl. They have experience. They're only going to get better. And then when you add guys back like Sidney Jones and then Devontae Bosby, who we have to talk about again. He is killing it today in minicamp. He's been killing it all OTAs. If he can be what it sounds like the Eagles may think they have because he's playing with the first team, he's going to make the loss of Patrick Robinson a lot more easier. But he's been killing it, Bosby. And a lot of guys have been playing well. Ronald Darby had a really good last OTA, and then he had a really good minicamp today. So he looks to be playing a lot better. Sidney Jones was killing every OTA before getting shut down today. I heard Rasul Douglas was doing a great job covering Dallas Goedert today, and I really like Rasul Douglas, and I've talked about him many times, how much I like him. But I think, on a whole, I think the secondary is going to surprise a lot of people. And in OTAs and in today in minicamp, they have been playing really, really well. So another group I want to talk about is the wide receivers. Now, I heard that some of the wide receivers looked great today. Nelson Aguilar looked great. And you remember a year ago, it was all about trying to build his confidence, moving him to the slot. You know, this year, he has that confidence. I think we're going to see a huge year from Nelson Aguilar, okay? And I heard Shelton Gibson had a great day today, a great day. And to me, that's important because he gives you that element of speed that you really want with your receivers to really stretch the field. If we could find a way to get him on the field, that would be big. Marcus Wheaton had a really good day today. So these are all good signs. And then Dallas Goedert, the tight end, caught everything thrown his way. The guy looks amazing. I'm hearing great things about him, about how great he looks. You know, of course, we got to remember, they're not wearing pads, and until the pads come on, we really don't know. But these are all good signs nonetheless and worth being excited about. So I'm excited about Dallas Goedert. Now, Darren Sproles is another guy. Darren Sproles was back on the field. Darren Sproles, I was watching some of his plays, some of his practice, some of the first drills he was doing, and he looks fast. He looked blazing fast. And to have Darren Sproles healthy is another dynamic to the Eagles offense that we lost last year. See, we didn't have Sproles last year. We didn't really have that guy who could go, 90 yards on one play. We didn't really have that. With Darren Sproles, we have that. Darren Sproles gives us that big game-breaking type guy, and that's why he's so important. And don't forget, he does punt returns, and then with the new kickoff rules, those benefit those small, fast guys like Darren Sproles. So Sproles is going to be a big addition if he comes back healthy. And from what I saw today, he looked great. So I'm very excited to see Darren Sproles back. Now, on the defensive side, I want to talk about Josh Sweat for a second. Josh Sweat is every practice, all I hear about is Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat, his speed off the line, his first step, he looks great. And he keeps making an impact day after day. I think he is one of the most exciting guys to watch in preseason coming up because he may be the type of guy that makes this defense, especially this defensive line, even better. And I can't wait to see him because I think he may be a real skill in this draft. So he had another tremendous day. And hey, there's a lot of guys, there's a lot of things to be excited about, And then, of course, we have the quarterbacks. I heard Sudfeld continues to play good. And Foles was okay. He made some good passes. He made some bad ones. I heard Wentz was a little erratic. Missed some passes. He was missing early. He kind of got going, I guess, a little later. He threw an interception to McLeod, but then he came back and fired a bullet for a touchdown. So you kind of expect that from Wentz. I mean, I'm surprised he's even practicing and done what he's done in OTAs and now in minicamp. I mean, he's going to be so far ahead of what I thought he was going to be coming into the season because I thought he was going to sit out all I thought he was going to set up for everything, you know, until whenever. And he's out there and he's playing, he's throwing, and that's a big deal. So let him shake off the rust now. I don't care. As long as he's healthy come the season, that's what I care about. And look, if he's not ready to go, because the media was trying to make a big deal of, is Carson Wentz going to be ready? Does Nick Foles deserve to start week 1? If Carson's not ready, start Nick Foles. Who cares? Nick Foles is a Super Bowl MVP. I have no problem with it. That's why Nick Foles is there. Because when Carson's not ready to go, you're going to put Foles in, and you're going to still be able to go and beat teams. So don't rush Carson Wentz. Bring him back when he's ready. I do think Carson will be ready week 1. But there's no rush. And Carson was definitely a little rusty today. But you know what? That's to be expected. You know, he's coming off ACL surgery and all that kind of thing. So it's been a while for him. So we have to be a little patient with that. But hey, it's okay. This team is looking good, and they're getting ready to take on the persona of the champions and carry that mantle and carry that attitude of, hey, we're the champs, and to beat the champs, you know, to be the champs, you got to beat the champs. Otherwise, you're just chumps. And that's how I see it. So with that said, that's today's minicamp. I hope everybody has a great day. Take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.